It's time for everyone's favorite highlight reel and noise, or should I say, lowlight reel of the week. Of all of the ridiculous nonsense that comes from the mouths of those on the left. That's right, it's time for Donkey of the Week. We lead off with Sleepy Joe Biden. Remember him? He came out of hibernation today to receive an award for letting men with breasts flash their boobs at the White House. Okay, and Joe picked up where he left off when we last saw him.
We just have to get up. As long as we keep the faith, summon hope, and get back up and remember who in the hell we are. We're the United States of America. That's who we are. We're the U.S.
I think Joe Biden has to remember who he is. Now, anyway, from angry Sleepy Joe to the royal reject who was booted from Buckingham Palace, he's now complaining about our democratic system.
And you're clearly obsessed with royalty, so why not?
Hold on. Look, I wouldn't say we're obsessed with royalty.
Really? I heard you elected a king.
That's a fair point. No, he's got a point.
Prince Harry is proof that having a British accent does not make you funny or smart. Next up, the Democratic mayor of Minneapolis will go to any lengths to relate to his Somali constituents, including trying to sound like them.
Daman Shabka, Somaliad Kunul, Minnesota Garahan, Minneapolis, Waan Ku Janilahai, Waan Ku Gereb Taganahan.
And finally, in a clip we showed you earlier, a fellow Minnesotan explains how his constituents feel about him.
In my time on this, I'd never seen this before. People driving by my house and using the R word in front of people. This is shameful. And I have yet to see an elected official, a Republican elected official, say, you're right, that's shameful. He should not say it. So look, I'm worried. We know how these things go. They start with taunts, they turn to violence.
All right, squad, who is your Donkey of the Week? It's the only way I know it's Friday. All right, and Alex, we'll start with you. Who is your Donkey of the Week?
I think the Harry thing was a little scripted. It almost felt like that was like rehearsed. I have to say, Biden, you know, over on this side of the table, I could not stop giggling. Like, that was amazing. He was the president of America, and he can't say the country's name.
And he was going to run for re-election until Trump debated him in primetime. Curtis, who's your Donkey of the Week?
I selfishly, miss those clips every day because that was just so much fun.
That's
right.
I'm
going to go with Harry because he clearly realized that his wife's failed, really pathetic, just so, fake Netflix shows. We're getting her a lot of attention, not in a good way. So he wanted to go on a failed late night host show who's hemorrhaging money and is getting canned in a few months. I'm going to go with Harry on this one.
Mercy, whatever the opposite of the Donkey of the Week is how I feel having you back next to me doing the show together. But who is your Donkey of the Week?
Well, I think it's a tie between Prince Harry, because I really do think that he did pay someone to obviously give him the lines. And then he probably rehearsed it a lot of times.
A million.
And then the other Donkey of the Week is actually Jill Biden, because why would Jill allow Joe to go on stage again? Just keep him at the beach. Well, it's kind of cold right now, but maybe indoors near the fire.
Give him his ice cream.
Listening to Christmas music, that'd be great.
I've got the Cuban community watching tonight. Jason, who's your Donkey of the Week, and is it Donald Trump?
No, it is not.
Oh.
Is it J.J. McCarthy?
No, could be, but no. It's actually Mike Johnson. Mike Johnson is somebody who's not liked by his own conference. So this isn't even like a Democrat thing. He's not liked by the women in his conference, the people who don't like the redistricting efforts, people who actually think that they wanted to go to work and didn't want to be off for 8 weeks during the shutdown. So I would say that Mike Johnson is my Donkey of the Week because he's not liked by anybody.
I would say Mike Johnson just got another Republican in his conference, and he's not liked by Nancy Mace, and I don't think that she speaks on behalf of us women. Because also she's
won
leaving
by,
Congress.
That guy won by 9 points when they won
an R plus
a
10.
year
That's
ago.
right.
by
there's no doubt that
22
election
points.
should be a big warning sign to the Republicans. I would say, look, my donkey of the week is going to be Prince Harry, because this is a guy, and look, Jason and I agreed, he used to be a cool guy. And then he married Meghan Markle, who broke him. She completely ruined him. She was bad in Suits. She was good in one episode of The League when she had a cameo. But he comes to America and says, look, the guy would fail Civics 101. He said, oh, I hear you elected a king. Again, this is, to quote our friend
His
Hillary
wife
Ford,
is also
this is
absurdly hot.
ghastly failure of U.S. civics. You cannot elect a king. We elect presidents. We used to have kings.
Yeah.
I supported the original No Kings movement. That was 250 years ago.
I think they're like a loser couple. I'm with Prince William and Princess Kate, who is really beautiful and wonderful.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.